By inference or by virtue of how would I refer to you now? You're a member of the APC because you work for a president.
Since January. Since January.
So, I mean, how does that work? Because this is you who said the human brain is unique and miraculous. It works and functions optically 24 hours a day, 365 days a year until you join APC, then it stopped working. Does that apply to you?
Let me just answer this, and I will not answer any further communication in relation to what you and I have trashed here when I made the president sometime. It's just that in Nigeria we have sometimes, well, since it is not a journalist that say, I won't say lazy journalism, but you see, I have said it, this quote, I have never said it like that. The statement I made, which is similar to this, was on the 24th of December. You were not on duty. Your colleague, I think it's Geoffrey, was the one who was interviewing me on the eve of Christmas, I remember. And I didn't say this same thing that you're saying. And all of these references that people were making were activities that played out when I was in the PDP. It is understandable. The reason why I said I will not talk further on that is because when I met the president in January, you were the first person to interview me after I had met him.
You are 100% loyal to the president?
100%.
Well, you were formerly, you said that you were 100% loyal to Atiku Abubakar.
When I was with Atiku, I was 100. So that, I'm like a pit bull, right? When you are committed to someone, you give 100. So I cannot say when I was working for Atiku, I was 90% for Atiku and 10% for Asiwaju. But then what it means that I can't be trusted by both Atiku and Asiwaju. Well, I'm the president.
But your loyalty shifted as soon as your perception of things shifted.
As soon as the president took one. No, even when he won, I was in PDP actually, up to the judgment of the Supreme Court. So that question of who won, who didn't won was settled. The next thing that everybody was confronted with after that time was governance. And if you recall, I want to refresh your memory, on the 1st, I think, of January, the president gave a speech. And in that speech, he called on all Nigerians from all divide to come together, let us build on governance. So when I got the privilege of being invited by the president to meet him, which many people have sought for and never had, and I count it as a privilege of a lifetime. He's a father, I've been with him before. And he said, I want you to join this idea of governance and the rest. I saw it as a rare opportunity. And I grabbed it with joy. And from then I gave him my 100% commitment. So
the question I'm asking now is whether or not you believe in the presidency of today, because I mean, and that's why I started my conversation with you, asking that you are a Christian minority from Borno State.
Yes, sir.
And you once said the reason why you stopped believing or supporting Bola Tinubu is because of the Muslim ticket. Yeah. And as your philosophy about the Muslim ticket, because nothing seems to have changed. Has it changed now?
Are you having what we call father time? You have asked me this question before. We trashed it here.
No, we need to trash it because you have now taken up the responsibility to officially speak for the president.
So for your training.
And for the, yeah. I mean, I can speak for what my training and for what my industry deserve and the Nigerian people deserve. It would be at the service to the average Nigerian person if you are not able to clear when you are in now your official capacity. At Daniel Bwala, we had a conversation about your ideology and philosophy to wanted to support Bola Tinubu now. But now that you are taking an official responsibility, you have to also clear the air and lift off the burden that you have placed upon yourself.
What kind of,
and now the question, I mean, you have said that the reason why you stopped supporting President Tinubu is because of the Muslim ticket.
And when I made a decision to support him and you asked me the question, which I have cleared.
So now so you can now work with a Muslim man that took a Muslim.
When I made a decision to support him, which I have been supporting him from January till this time, what was I doing? The only difference between then and now is the official tag.
You can be supporting someone, but working with them is another kettle of fish.
I have never believed that if you have the capacity to support someone, you will not see the need to support.
You told me on our last interview at that time that you have a love and affection for Bola Tinubu as a person, but you disbelieve in the stand of the APC of the Muslim ticket. So the question is that it's still the Muslim ticket. Your man from Kashim Shettima, who is the VP, is from Borno State. President Bola Tinubu is a Muslim, and they've not denounced their religion. Have you denounced yours?
You know why I'm smiling? This is what I do for a living as a lawyer, where we cross-examine people. You change style, but you ask the same question which you have asked me in January and I've answered. So my reply to this will be asked and answered.
No, it has not been answered as of this moment.
Then recall it on your TV whether I have answered or not.
No, the question is that we are in the moment. Your status at the time and now are totally different.
So my response
do you still believe that a man, a vice president, and a president who are both Muslim of the same religion have the moral standing to run a country?
I adopt what I said before as my argument, and I rely on it.
Are you running away or dodging away from answering the question?
No, you have the infrastructure, you have TV, you have the same way you use that term in recalling past. Recall that question you asked and how I answered it. I'm not prepared to give energy to those things that would distract us from what the president has asked us to do. Let me tell you, it's not about Bwala, it's not about people. The minute I start answering questions that were asked and answered, and then it creates chains of question, then I defeat the very purpose of my appointment. I am now talking about myself instead of talking about the administration of President Bwala.
That is if these questions are being reinforced over and over again. But this is our first conversation since you assumed office.
Yes.
And which is today.
Yes.
And I'm asking, because you are in your official capacity, can Nigerians believe you that this Daniel Bwala and what he said some months ago during the campaign, can they believe you when you speak for the president?
If you ask this question 100 times till tomorrow morning, my answer will be the same.
But what about those who think that you don't have integrity?
It is their right.
But do you have integrity?
It is up to you.
No, it's not up to me. You are the one that asked you are in the chair, Mr. Bwala. Do you have the integrity to speak for a president whom you heavily criticize and that is not fit for office based on his religious standing on a Muslim ticket?
Asked and answered.
You have not answered it.
No, I've answered it. You've asked me before.
You know, the reason why that is different is now you are a Nigerian public officer.
It doesn't change.
And you speak to the Nigerian people right now. It's different from you as a private citizen. You have the onus to be able to speak. The onus on you to be able to tell Nigerians truthfully that this is what has changed about you. Is this the same Daniel Bwala that worked with Atiku Abubakar?
If I took mango before I became a spokesman, the nutritional value I get from the mango does not change because now I'm a spokesman. Asked and answered.
So you don't want to talk about that?
Anything that I have answered before, I don't want to regurgitate on that.
Even when you said that even if you give Bola Tinubu 30 years, nothing will change.
Asked and answered.
You're dodging away from the question.
I'm not dodging away. You've asked before, I have answered.
The question is that are you aware about the plight of the average person in this country?
Acutely aware.
The sufferings of the Nigerian people.
Aware.
How things have deteriorated in the past month. Are you aware?
Acutely aware.
And you think this president can fix things?
He's already fixing it.
But you think that he could not fix it even if you give him 30 years? That's what you said.
Asked and answered.
So you don't think that the president... So why do you speak for a president that you think cannot do the job?
No, I just told you. You just asked, do I think he will do it? I say, yes, acutely aware, and I know he will do it.
But you have said that the president who can even given 30 years will not be able to fix it.
Asked and answered.